All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome into our weekly live stream, as always, at 6 p.m. London. Today, we have a very interesting guest with us. His name is Andrew. You guys probably saw announcements for the past 2 or 3 days. I have met Andrew two times already. First time at our event in Palo Alto, and then we've also met in San Francisco one time. He's a CEO of a very interesting NFT project, and I want to invite Andrew so everybody can see him now, and we're gonna ask him some questions about him, about his project, and what they do, and what are the projections that they see for their company. So, can we please see Andrew?
Nice to hang out
Hey,
with you,
how
and
are
thanks
you?
for having me. Hey,
Absolutely.
thanks
Thank
for
you
having me.
for joining. Thank you, Andrew. I wanted to ask you some questions today. Everything in regards to your project. First of all, if you could, maybe introduce yourself a little bit and tell us briefly about what you guys do and how you came up with the idea.
Sure. My name's Andrew Allison. I'm the CEO of Libation Labs. We are building a wine NFT club, and my background is in wine. So I grew up in Napa Valley, which is the wine capital in the U.S. My family grew and sold Cabernet as a business. I did my undergrad at university in wine, and right out of university, I sold an app to a liquor distributor here in the United States. So that was back in 2011. And that road has put me on the path growing up around wine. And so either growing up in Napa, I knew the families that own the wineries, or from university, many of my friends now run wineries. And I think that's kind of my background and where we got our start. But yeah, I think um, wine as a collectible asset was a no-brainer for an NFT project, and so we knew many of the great wine brands. So we saw that as an opportunity to go license their marks and build NFT collections with them on their behalf in partnership. So that's a quick high level about myself and our background.
That
I am based in Napa Valley as well. So
that is awesome. And Andrew, most of the users that are watching us today are new to blockchain and crypto and NFT in general. And I'd like you to give us a little more information on how exactly you guys are connecting wine and NFTs. Are you partnering up with factories or with brands, and how does this process work? So, what's the benefit for them and for your company as well? If you could just give us a little more information on that.
yeah, thanks so much. That's a great question. So we see ourselves as one of the next generation of NFTs. So if you've been in NFTs since the beginning, a lot of them are PFPs or profile picture projects, and they're not utility backed, or the utility that comes with them is just some rare exclusivity in terms of access to a community that other people don't have. And so there's very there's very few NFT projects in Gen 1 that actually will stand the test of time, in our opinion. And what we saw as the opportunity is to make an NFT collection that was utility backed. So all of our wine NFTs are the actual NFT collection from the iconic brands. And so we now have the publishing rights for the NFT collections from these incredibly rare, incredibly collectible wine brands. And so we have worked with them to come up with experiences, wine, and events that only our NFT holders can have access to. So our NFTs not only can come with wine, they could come with private tours, winemaker dinners, events that only people that hold our NFTs can go to or have. And so because it's on the blockchain, you can now see that you're in a limited group of only a certain amount of people that is allowed to have what you have access to if you hold that NFT. The other thing that's really unique, if you're into collecting wine, is that it's really hard to show off what wine that you have, whether you want to express yourself as what wine you like to collect, or if you just want to show off as how cool the wine that you own is. And with a wine NFT collection, you could now socially display that in a digital environment instead of inviting people into your wine cellar at your home. So I think there's a few practicality things that come with wine on the blockchain.
That's incredible. I actually never thought about that. There are a lot of people that have certain wines and they want to, they want other people to know what they have, but it's hard to, like you said, it's hard to show off. But with NFTs, makes it a lot easier. And are you guys planning to maybe potentially go into metaverse later and have your own like stores in there and stuff? Did you have any thoughts about that as of right now?
Yeah, I think I would describe what we're doing as like Web 2.5. And so many people talk about Web 3. And so Web 2 being wine e-commerce in the wine industry, Web 3, the starts of that is projects like ourselves where we're building wine NFT collections that are attached to real wine. And so the joke in the industry is Web 2.5. Um, I think that's how we'll start. But wine in the metaverse is something that I think for sure is going to be there. I just don't think it's a big enough market today to build a viable business, and we're very focused on being a sustainable business. But we will help these iconic, rare, collectible wine brands get into the metaverse, but they're not going to get there today, and they're certainly not going to get there in the next year. And so we will be in a position to help them onboard into metaverse experiences, regardless what metaverse experience that you're talking about. So we have a podcast called Wine in Web 3, and we had the Decentraland community team on, and we had this exact conversation. We think there's going to be some amazing metaverse environments out there. Decentraland, Sandbox, on the blockchain that we're building on called Flow. There's going to be a great metaverse in there as well. And so we want to be positioned to allow somebody to take their digital seller to any metaverse whenever that time is right, but it's just not going to be right anytime in the near future.
So yeah, for the next, from my point of view, up to probably up to 5 years would be a little too early, but hopefully after that, we'll be able to get in there, and it's going to be more people attracted to metaverse. And Andrew, when I was looking at the project, I know that you guys are launching on Flow, and why did you choose, that particular blockchain?
Yeah, and so there's a few blockchains that we really looked at closely, and the big one would be Ethereum mainnet or potentially Polygon as a layer two. We looked at those very closely, and we decided that we were not going to build on Ethereum as a layer one or on layer two, and and the reason we ended up selecting Flow's many reasons, but Flow felt like it had the best onboarding experience for our consumers, and so when I say best, I don't want to bore the audience with all the minutia, but in terms of credit card payments, KYC compliance, the sustainability practices from the actual chain itself, the ability to provide better experiences and security. That those were all considered at a very deep level, both from our management team and our engineers. And so we we scored all projects uh, holistically, and I think that's how with Flow having the best score. And so when we look at other projects that were successful on chain, we saw NBA Top Shot with something like 1.2 billion in NFT
Yep.
transactions between its primary and secondary sales. And so that was an opportunity for us to assess which project are we most like. And we thought NBA Top Shot was a great comparison because wine consumers do not exist in the Web3 ecosystem today. Even though there might be people in Web3 today that drink wine, we think the core of wine consumers exists outside of the Web3 ecosystem. And so using the same onboarding tools that NBA Top Shot did was just an absolute no-brainer for us. We wanted folks to be able to come to our project, check out with the credit card, have the ability to have a Dapper wallet set up for them. And so through that process, we were able to build a relationship with Dapper Labs. So Dapper Labs has given us a development grant to build on their chain, given us an infrastructure to shorten our engineering roadmap. And so we've had a really great experience building with the Flow blockchain team. And when projects like Dapper Labs uh, or companies like Dapper Labs get behind your project, you feel like you can really take on a whole industry and change the wine industry. And so we felt really good from the start. And so, having another big player in our corner feels compelling as well.
And I really like that you said that most of the wine experts and people that are
I think you might be
that know
muted.
something about it are out of Web3, and you're just making it an easy entrance for them to get into Web3 and to get to know NFTs and stuff. And this is this mission is pretty similar to ours as well. Because right now, as of today, we have almost 30,000 users on our platform. Can you hear?
Raphael,
Yes.
I don't think he can hear you.
Okay, let me log out and log back in.
Now I can't hear you either.
No.
Но он, по-моему, меня тоже не...
Hello? Can everybody hear me now? Okay, Andrew, can you
There you
hear
go.
me?
Back in action. No, I can't hear you.
Okay. I apologize about I don't know what happened, something with the connection. So I was saying that I
No, he
really like that
can't.
you said
He
that
can't hear you.
most
Olga, are you maybe able to help us facilitate the last couple of questions and then see if the community has any questions?
Yeah, so you can't hear him, right? Hello?
Hello. Hello, hello.
Can you hear me, Andrew?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Raphael, do you think we should just ask some questions from the guests? Okay. So the first, so far I only got two, so I guess we can work with those. The first one I have is from Professor MD1. It says, Andrew, NFTs are seen by many as a fictitious asset that makes no sense. What do you think could bring about revolution in NFT acquisition and use as an asset and art? Do you think NFTs will have major role in the metaverse?
Okay, there's quite a few questions in there, so I'll do my absolute best to answer each one accordingly. So, uh, NFT as a store of value, I think what blockchain technology provides is an open ledger, and so you can prove rarity for the first time. So whether we're into collecting basketball cards or Pokemon cards or whatever you're into, the difference is you don't know how many cards the collectible companies produced. You don't know how many Beanie Babies that Ty actually made. You don't know how rare the assets are. And so a blockchain allows for the consumers to know truly how rare an asset is. And the token is the NFT is just the marker on the chain. And so if you're into the art value, that for sure will have value to some people. And in a wine collection with what we're working on, you can prove how few um, people have the rights to buy the wine or get the wine that you're holding. And so we are not doing buy this NFT, get this bottle of wine, but it does give the consumer an idea as to how many people are allowed to actually have or hold that wine allocation or experiences. And so I think that it will be the next generation of NFTs, is that we have utility backed NFTs. Um, as far as wine in the metaverse, I think we covered this just a little bit ago, but I don't think the wine industry is ready to fully jump into the metaverse full time. But there are people trying to blaze the trail and bring the wine industry into the metaverse. And we hope to be the one that'll bring the best brands together. Even though we're only starting in Napa in Sonoma, California today, there's 55 major wine regions of the world, and we hope to bring each region on board. Olga, how'd I do? Did I
Thank
cover
you.
all parts of the question?
Yes, yes, you did. That was a beautiful way to answer a question, Andrew. Thank you.
Thanks.
I am, yeah, I'm not sure. Can Raphael hear us?
I can hear you guys. I don't know if you
Oh,
can hear me.
nice. Yeah, yeah, we can hear you now.
There
Yes,
you go.
perfect. I don't know what happened with the connection. I actually am going to finish what I was going to say before this question, because I started to saying that I really like that you said that most of the people that are into wines are out of Web3, and you guys are making everything possible to bring more people into blockchain, into Web3, and make it an easy transaction for them. And this is kind of what we do. So our missions are very similar because we have currently in Grand Time there are about 30,000 users, and almost all of the users that we have today were not in blockchain. They didn't know anything about blockchain or Web3 before they got into Grand Time. So we're kind of a platform that is introducing people to Web3, teaching them what it is, how what can they do there, how they can earn their first crypto, and we also do it for free, so people don't have to pay anything or buy anything in order to learn. They can perform simple tasks and earn their first crypto, which is grand, and then exchange it to other cryptos that are out there and they're being tradable already. And you guys are doing something very, very similar, and I really like companies like yours because Web3 is a very close community from my point of view today. There's not as many people as I would like to see there, because there are billions of people out there, and what in blockchain we have a little over 400,000 or something, maybe a little more already, but still it's still a small number. And I think there is a huge market opportunity for any company to make something new, and have people out of blockchain understand the value of it, and get into it as early as possible, because even today we're still in early stages for everything. And I just wanted to thank you guys for not being scared to create something for people that are still not in crypto and attract new users. This is great. I just wanted to say that before my connection got bad.
Yeah, no worries. We see it as a really important that we grow the number of consumers that are Web3 initiated, and so it just benefits the greater builder ecosystem in Web3 if there's more consumers that are comfortable. Long term, we see, as far as our project goes, the opportunity to digitally transact experiences and wine allocations as something that is where the wine industry will be, but it's not going to be overnight. So it will be an ongoing journey.
Right.
And so,
Great. Um, Olga, there should be one more question there, if you want to ask, and then I also wanted to ask something to Andrew after the question.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. So, the second question we have is from at @Shaw303. It says, Andrew, do you remember your first NFT created, and could you tell us a little bit about it?
the first NFTs that I personally have created, I've just done some small testing in a few different other projects, but this will be the first project that I've done end to end where I've been in the planning aspects. I've used small building tools and other projects to make and sell like NFT projects, but this is the first project that I've helmed from start to finish, and so uh, at this stage we will be selling 3,500 NFTs next Wednesday for our first drop. And we brought on an artist that is a really important artist in American pop culture named Andrew Heath. And so we'll be revealing the NFTs next week as we mint. And we've just been really excited about every step of the process, whether it's building the smart contracts and working with the Flow blockchain team, or coming up with the art concept, the art layers, building the art engine, identifying what price points we should. There's just so many decisions that you don't recognize, and many folks that folks that say that NFTs are just JPEGs are not considering how much work goes into the project, and then especially if you're doing an NFT project that's utility backed, there's all sorts of IRL and other considerations that need to go with that, and so yeah, I don't know if I answered the question, but this is the first full project I've done myself end to end without other people having uh, done the major lifting.
There is, there are a lot of people that are out of understanding of what NFTs are and what blockchain is. And when I hear, well, it's just a picture, it's just something that all of a sudden costs $1 million, and this is stupid. And they don't understand what's behind it, the technology behind it, the team behind it, how much effort it takes to create something that's not just a picture. And this is cool that you mentioned that as well. Andrew, since you said that next Wednesday you guys are dropping your first NFTs, where can everyone mint it on July 27th? It's just for
Yeah.
our community. If anybody is interested, if you could share with that, please.
Yeah, sure. Our website's CuvéeCollective.com. I'm happy to put it in the chat here as well. The just throw that in the chat. CuvéeCollective.com is our project. You can read all about it. You could see our team on there. We're a fully doxed project, or a fully documented team. We're an American C corp. We're based in Napa, California, and we're working on a project that we think is going to change the wine industry. The first NFTs that we're going to sell are anchor NFTs or Genesis NFTs. And so effectively, it's a chance to be a part of our project from a founding member standpoint. And anybody that holds our collector NFTs will be able to buy any of the wine NFTs 24 hours before the public could buy them. So each week this summer, we will drop an NFT collection or sell an NFT collection on behalf of fans that we've partnered with. If you hold our collector NFT, you will be in a position to buy the wine NFTs 24 hours before they go to public sale. And so you'll get the opportunity to buy very limited or rare collections. Some of the NFT collections we're going to take to market, there's only going to be 15 or 20 of them. And so it's a great opportunity to be at the front of the list.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm sure that we're gonna have some people look at the website and everything, and we will also be posting information about your company for the next 2 or 3 days, so people that were not able to attend the live stream today will still be able to have all the information and visit your website and possibly mint at the day of the drop. And I'll personally be looking at that as well. Plus, we're going to have our mutual event next weekends, so I'm sure you're going to have a lot of information to share there as well. And Andrew, I want to say thank you for being here today, for sharing all this information with our users, and hopefully it was for me, it was really, really interesting, and I'm sure it was really interesting for everybody that was watching. And like I said, right after the live stream, I will be sending all the information about you guys again in all the chats that we have, and so that most of the users can see what you're about and what progress you guys are doing. And this is just awesome. So thank you a lot here today, and I think we're going to be wrapping up today's live stream. And our next one is going to be on Sunday at 6 p.m. London, as always, with me. So thank you guys, and I will see you on Sunday. Thank you, Andrew. Bye bye.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.